Alright, guys, so the soft landing narrative is about to break. We are getting report after report that the economy isn't doing as great as they say. While the stock market is still sky high, the fundamentals are breaking down fast. The lag effect of higher interest rates have come, and the world's third biggest economy has officially entered a recession. Japan is a manufacturing giant, and their fall foreshadows the dark reality that's coming fast. The EU is next on a chopping block, and if the biggest economies in the world start slumping together, even the US won't be immune. In our lead story today, Japan loses their top spot as the world's third largest economy as it slips into recession. Germany has surpassed Japan, which tells you how bad the economic collapse really is. Letting Germany surpass your economy isn't a good look considering they are contracting as well. Japan's domestic consumption is falling hard and investment in the country is also declining. This is concerning because Japan is a bellwether of global demand, and even endless QE can't convince Japanese consumers to buy more stuff. Japan's GDP has crashed by 3.3% in Q3 and is down by 0.4% last quarter. This is the textbook definition of a recession: two consecutive quarters of negative GDP. This signals a collapse in global consumption and domestic demand as well. It's important we realize the backdrop, the environment Japan is operating in. This is a country where every lever has been pulled to stimulate the economy, but nothing is really working. Interest rates in Japan are still at negative 0.1%, minus 0.1%, negative interest rates. So getting a loan isn't a problem. Borrowing money to spend isn't an issue either, but yet local Japanese people aren't buying stuff. 2023 was a year of record inflation, a 41-year high, reaching 3.1%. And that alone has warped the minds of consumers. Japan is an Asian economy, and the way people think there is very different from the West. People don't swipe their credit cards when they are in trouble. They simply cut down their spending. That means no trips to the mall, eating at home, and buying fewer iPhones. Because Japan is in recession, the BOJ can't afford to hike rates. They have to keep monetary policy extra loose. And because of this, the buying power of the yen is going to crash even further. And here's how bad things already are. Household spending has fallen by 2.5% in December versus a year earlier, clocking 10 straight months of declines. Business spending also fell by 0.1% last quarter. So domestic demand is bad. Inflation has been too high for too long, causing real wages to collapse, and as a result, domestic spending across the board is dropping. And this is bad because now Japan can't contribute their local buying demand to the international markets. Imports to the country has been falling month after month for 3 quarters in a row. December saw a drop of nearly 7%, telling us Japan just isn't importing enough because people back home are really broke. And this is going to affect the US, China, and the EU as well. They are still selling their products to the world. They are still expecting all the buyers to be there. Well, the former third biggest economy has surrendered to a recession. And on the flip side, Japan is a perfect gauge of global demand as well. There are two manufacturing hubs in Asia, China and Japan. While Chinese products are normally cheap, Japan's exports are even cheaper because the yen has collapsed even further. The yen has crashed by 26% against the dollar over the past 5 years. A 12% drop came in just the past 12 months alone. Foreign demand should be exploding through the roof. After all, you can stretch the dollar further. But we aren't seeing this manifest in the real economy. People just aren't buying. If we look at the PMI data, we can see Japan's manufacturing production crash further down below 48. PMI is an important leading indicator. It tells you the health of Japan's industries. Manufacturing is over 20% of their GDP, so it isn't a surprise that their economy has fallen into recession. The world isn't buying their stuff even though everything's on sale, which should reflect to you the state of global consumption. And this slump in Japan is just going to get worse. The BOJ now has to choose between swimming with alligators or jumping into a pit of vipers. There's no easy way out now. As we said, the yen has weakened to the point where it's past 150 per US dollar again. We know the Federal Reserve isn't going to slash rates until May or June. The Bank of Japan is now trapped. If they hike rates to save the yen, the amount of debt they hold will crush their economy. Businesses might start collapsing, which will destroy any jobs and any wage growth as well. But if they don't hike rates, the yen will continue to weaken, which makes imports even more expensive. and this destroys buying power and lowers consumption power as well. Either way, we can remove Japan from the global demand equation. There's no rescue coming from the land of the rising sun. The only hope left is for the Federal Reserve to cut rates tomorrow, but we all know that won't happen. How about the next two biggest economies? What about the EU and China? Well, this is where things are confirming a global collapse in demand. And it's key to understand this and look beyond just the headlines in the US markets. Sure, the payroll numbers are looking real awesome and unemployment is down for now, but if economy number 2, 3, and 4 start slumping, America will be next. It's just a matter of time. And let's start with Europe. The EU themselves have started slashing their outlook. They expect GDP to expand by 0.8%, down from 1.2% in their previous estimate. And it's important we focus on the trend here, which is going down. The official numbers wildly overestimate economic growth, and it's about denying that EU is in trouble until the last moment. A new survey found that the EU's biggest economy is going to stagnate further into the year. Germany is expected to have zero growth in Q1 2024, but 33% of experts say that the economy will have negative growth. This will mean a recession for Germany as well. Remember the trifecta of problems Europe faces today. Inflation is still around 3% in the EU. Energy prices are multiple times higher than pre-war levels, and interest rates are at 4%. And this destroys the ability of people to consume and industries to produce cheap enough goods, and that pushes down the demand side from Europe. According to S&P Global, Eurozone PMI and new orders are still going down since the start of 2023. The crash in demand isn't over because people are literally getting poorer with each passing month. And this is a leading indicator of the chaos to come, which means the real blow to the economy might be coming in just a few months. This is when reality will strike. And shifting gears to China, the situation isn't great either. Demand from China has fallen and their exports have declined as well. Exports from China fell from $3.5 trillion to under $3.4 trillion, which is a significant decline of 4.6%. Imports also fell from 2.7 trillion down to 2.55 trillion, a 5.5% drop, signaling Chinese demand for foreign goods is declining. The world's second largest economy is an even bigger bellwether for global demand than Japan. Even after the 2020 lockdowns, China's exports and imports flew to the moon the year after. This is the first time exports fell since 2016 and 2008, when the housing crash took down the world economy. So demand from the EU is contracting, demand from Japan is collapsing, and demand from China is dropping. If this doesn't signal to you that the world is in trouble, nothing will. And that's why the markets today are severely disconnected from reality on the ground. And this is where we need to scrutinize the US economy because America isn't invincible. And the Titanic will sink if enough icebergs hit it. And this could be the case of the global economy taking down the US. It's a complete reverse of the '08 crisis when it was US banks that took down the entire world. America isn't immune. The main driver of the US economy is domestic demand. Over 70% of GDP comes from that. The American consumer buys a lot of stuff from the world and the figures aren't looking very good. The official numbers are out. Imports in 2023 decreased by $142 billion or 3.6% last year. US consumers are importing less from the world. Over the past 3 months, exports have also decreased by $1 billion. The world is starting to buy less from the US as well. If this trend continues, we'll see demand evaporate across the global economy. Remember, this data was for December, the holiday season, when spending is supposed to be the strongest throughout the year. Won't be a surprise if January and February numbers comes in lower as well. And why is this happening? Because consumers are still getting squeezed from higher prices. When prices goes up, they stay up and they set a new benchmark. When was the last time you saw prices fall in a meaningful way? Really think about that, guys. Inflation in the US is still a big problem. January saw an increase in prices by 0.3%. This has stalled the inflation fight. CPI is stuck at 3.1% for over 7 months. Core inflation is still around 4% since October last year. The Federal Reserve has lost the battle and they have no choice but to keep rates higher for longer. We are seeing inflation from the supply side, not really the demand side. The Federal Reserve can't afford to stimulate the US economy now by cutting rates. This will just spike inflation even higher, so expect higher rates to persist and there's a chance 5.5% could last all the way till June or even beyond. And that's going to put even more pressure on US companies looking to grow and consumers looking to spend. There's a limit to how much you can swipe on your credit card, and the cracks are really starting to show. US retail sales dropped by the most in nearly a year after the holidays. In a downward revision, the value of purchases fell by 0.8% in January. People are shopping less because their budgets are getting squeezed by higher rates. Looking at the decline, we can see this drop brings us back to the collapse in late 2022, just after the White House redefined the recession. People started buying less because economic conditions weren't good. Shifting focus to another indicator, US factory production, we can also see a big concern developing. Manufacturing output is slowing down tremendously, with the declines getting bigger than the gains over time. And there's only one takeaway message from this chart: demand for US manufacturing is dropping both domestically and across the world. Now, can America forcefully avoid the recession? The answer shouldn't surprise you. Yes, they can, but it could come at a horrible price. It will require jacking up the budget and pushing deficit spending to insane levels. Is the only solution left. If power can't cut rates because inflation is high, the only lever left to pull is the fiscal lever in Congress. If they choose to save the US economy at the expense of the national debt, then yes, America might avoid a recession today. And it really looks to be the case. The US deficit for the first 4 months of this fiscal year has reached $532 billion. That's 16% more than the previous year. To keep the system afloat, the US government has to pump in more into the system. Remember the defense spending for Ukraine? That also contributes directly to US GDP as well. 2024 is election year, let's not forget that. So it's likely they will keep goosing up the numbers to make everything look good. But there's a limit to this insanity, and that's why there's no escape for the US economy either. This isn't 2020 when interest rates were less than 1%. Rates are at 5.5% today, and the more the government tries to postpone a recession, the greater the debt burden will be. Interest rates on the national debt has officially risen above 3% today. We are now at 3.15%. And the longer this continues, the closer this debt bubble will be to an implosion. It's just a matter of time before the US government has to cut back on spending, or else the debt will spiral out of control. But once government spending, which represents 36% of the economy, slows down, we could see the sky falling on the US. Remember the backdrop we are operating in. Consumption in China, Japan, and the EU, they are all collapsing. The UK just entered a recession as well. The US economy can run, but it can't hide from one forever. And when it happens, this could be even worse than the '08 crisis. The response could be even more terrifying, and it won't surprise me if the Federal Reserve steps in and slams down interest rates once again. They print money to save the day. But let me know what you think. Can the US avoid a recession, or is it just a matter of time before the sky starts falling down? Let me know in the comments below. Stay safe, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe as we navigate through these crazy times.